Good morning, students. Today I am going to tell you about the making of a scientist. It is a lesson in the book Footprints Without Feet for class 10 CBSE board. And here, who is the author of this lesson? Robert W. Peterson, who is just trying to write about the sports and the magazines. Here, Robert W. Peterson was a famous American newspaper writer who later became a freelance author of magazine articles. He wrote with such an authority, particularly on the topics of sports and scouting, that he really was acclaimed by the editor of the New York Times. Here he was born in 1925 in Pennsylvania in the USA and died of lung cancer on 11 February in 2006. At the time, he left his wife and a son and a daughter. Really, he left a rich legacy after him. What is the thing that I will explain it later, but before that I would like to tell you about some of the characters that are included here that you must know. Who are they? They are Richard Bright, number one, who is one of the famous scientists in America, and he was a great educator, biologist and scientist. His mother, a bright, inspirational, hard-working mother. She was such a mother who really had no other concern except to educate her son after the death of her husband. Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart, who was a professor at the University of Toronto, Canada. James R. Wong, a bright college roommate. He was a wonderful companion. Richard A. Wehrer, a social studies teacher who was a great debater and inspirer and a great person who could really arouse his feelings that continued up to be something like that. Here, he was a wonderful person who was admired by Richard Bright, scientist himself. Richard A. Bright. Here, really, he was such a man who could earn such prestigious awards in America that really made him renowned. He received the Shirley Scholar Award and the Sheldon Plough Award for biochemistry and molecular biology. It was his fascination for butterflies that opened the world of science to him. He was really a genuine person who had the power to achieve wonderful success. He was 22 years old when there was a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. He was that man. His theory in an article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science was published. Usually, it was not possible for a college student. But when this was published in the scientific journal, it was his beginning of fame. In sports, he liked that it was something like hitting a home run his first time at bat. Means it was his maiden performance that really was acclaimed. So it was one of the first achievements in the string of so many achievements. He was the only one child and he was grown up in the north of Reading, Pennsylvania. He said that he was not able to do so much there, but here he was able to collect something that is a wonderful thing. That was what that I will tell you. He was able to collect various qualities, varieties of butterflies, varieties of fossils that really proved wonderful achievements for his life, coins of various qualities and various kinds, and you can see it is the Indian coin that he could just gather. These are the coins that he might have collected in his early life. He was a great astronomer also. He liked to watch the stars at night for 3 to 4 hours, and it was his such curiosity that encouraged his interest in learning. He His mother used to go on trips with him, and mother really inspired him to do something. So she bought him telescopes, microscopes, cameras, and mounting materials with some other equipments that was really so helpful in his life. It was the things when his father died, really mother took care of him. She always sat with him, and this child was always topper in his class. He never got second grade. And when he was given the book, The Travels of Monarch X, really that book proved a wonderful idea for him, and this book gave him such knowledge that he could learn that monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. That opened the world of science to the eager young collector. At the end of the book, what did happen? Really, readers were invited to help study butterfly migrations. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart, who belonged to University of Toronto, Canada, and a bride's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and very soon a bride was attaching light adhesives tags to the wings of monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. Really, it says that who asked to send, but it was not so successful in his life. He found that only they could travel up to 75 miles, not more than that. It was a failure, one idea. It was the wonderful achievement in the field of butterflies. The butterfly collecting season around reading last 6 weeks in late summer. Really, he was to chase one after them, but the next step for a bride was to raise a flock of butterflies. Flock of butterflies. And these butterflies were mostly they were female monarch, and that took her eggs and raised them in his basements through their life cycle, that was from eggs to caterpillar to pupa and to adult butterfly. Then he would tag the butterflies' wings and allow them to go. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. Really, this work was not so easy but difficult. But how he did this, that you will understand. Thank you, children. Thank you in this video for listening to me, and I hope that you will understand much better.